We have too many lead babies in today's world, and it's like they're like the younger generation is afraid to pick up a phone and talk to people.
So door-to-door really is a gateway to greatness. How do you even know what products or services you want unless there's a salesman telling you about it?
I really feel passionate, especially in the economy that we're in right now, of creating freedom through teaching sales and entrepreneurship.
Hey guys, welcome back to Ignition Point. I'm Debbie Hart.
Sean Finnegan.
And today we have the Sam Taggart, founder of D2D Expert, best-selling author. Eat What You Kill, right? That's the
That's
name
coming
of your
out,
book.
right? When
That's
does that book come out?
January. It's on pre-order right now, so you can get it on
Okay.
Amazon and
What
Barnes
is
and
the
Noble.
message of that book, and what do you do for business owners in your company?
So for the last 8 years, we're going on Door-to-Door Con 8. Helped entrepreneurs scale their businesses through door-to-door sales, and
That's tough.
it's tough.
That's tough stuff.
So
You gotta have thick skin, right?
yeah, and hence
It's a hard form of selling.
Yes,
Yeah.
sure.
And in today's market, more and more people seem to need to be adopting other more traditional ways of marketing. Essentially, I always call it, which is more go carnivore style versus herbivore, where the algorithm's not spitting out as many leads today, or my ad spend isn't going as far today, and we focused on all sorts of different industries over the last 8 years, but primarily in the home services space, where roofing, solar, alarms, pest, and today we had a window client, and we've done anything from software to watermelons to you've seen random industries come through. And,
Right.
Yeah.
but it's the same concept. It's teaching businesses how to go get reps, and so recruit, how to go get those reps talking to more people, opportunities, and then how to get them closing at a higher percentage. And so that's the main focus.
That's really good. I love that you brought up, then you don't have to depend on somebody else's platform or what the algorithm's doing. You're in control of the numbers
Yep.
and how your sales process goes and how many doors you're knocking on.
We have too many lead babies in today's world, and it's like they're like the younger generation is afraid to pick up a phone and talk to people.
Let
or,
alone face to face.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Or they just want to wait around for something to happen.
Wait around for
Right?
something to happen.
Versus
If I
eat
just-
what you kill.
yeah, you
Yeah,
would kill.
go get it. Go
So
get
the
it
first
done.
time I saw Sam, and I've known about you for years, but I went to the Door-to-Door Con, and Andy Elliott came in, and I don't know where he comes up with that energy, but he comes in and you can just feel it,
He hits
like the
he
whole
hits
energy.
a shot of something
Yeah.
before every. Yeah.
So what happened is on stage, Andy Elliott gets out there and he's like, "Sam, come up here." And so you went up there, and Andy Elliott's wife was there, and he's like, "Hey, we're gonna have a contest, and we're gonna have a contest right now in front." There was thousands of people in the room. Bradley's on stage, and he said, "So my wife is gonna challenge you to a push-up contest right here." And Andy Elliott's wife is really
She's ripped,
fit.
yeah.
She's ripped. And so they go down and like they start going push-ups together. And I don't know how many you ended up doing.
I think
You
she
kept
could out
going.
at like 60, which
Yeah.
is pretty damn
That's-
impressive. In heels, I gotta give Jacqueline some like
60 push-ups.
and I could have gone for a long. I mean, I think I did like 80 or
Yeah.
something, but I was just
Yeah.
like,
What was going through your mind in that moment that you just kept going?
Well, first off, I was like, Andy, why aren't you challenging me, bro? Like, I want to see how many push-ups you
Right.
can do. I was like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of strong-looking guys, and I was like, let's see if you actually got something.
Right.
You can do that.
But second, like, I'm a competitive guy, and I think
Right.
that's like step one of any kind of entrepreneurship. I think you got to have a who, and I watch a lot of people. I'm like, I'm not gonna get beat by a girl, right? Like that,
There we
like
go.
no offense. Like I
Yeah.
was like, I will die on this stage before I'm in front of thousands of people. I am going to lose a push-up contest.
And he was talking big game too. He was like, "She's gonna beat him right now. You're all gonna see it. She's gonna beat him."
And
Yeah.
I'm like in a baggy shirt. I got my like long hair. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like I don't like look super strong. I work out every day. Like,
Yeah.
But I was just like, I want to. Like I don't care what it is I'm playing. I like to win. Like, I was like, you
play
put
to
a
win,
game
'cause
against
if you're
me.
gonna play, you want to win.
It could be a
Like,
cake
why
baking
play?
contest.
Yeah.
You're gonna win.
I will win. I
Yeah.
will be like, and that's a mentality I think a lot of people are lacking today. Like, you know what I mean? And some people have been like, oh, I'm afraid to even compete or I'm afraid to win. And I was just like, bet I will. I don't know how many she's gonna do, but I'll do one more or whatever she does.
Yeah, 60 is impressive.
It is impressive.
It is, or afraid to knock on a door. So I know why Sean is such a fan of yours. He was really giddy when we found out
sure.
you were coming on. We have a lot of impressive people on, but he was extra giddy with you because he's been doing door-to-door since third grade.
Yeah, that's right.
That
Let's
is
go.
his ignition point
Earn
story.
my
He would
stripes,
go
man.
like knock on the doors in third
Yeah.
grade instead of playing at the playground. He was selling. He's like, how? And he wasn't do you want to buy a pencil? He says, how many pencils do
Yeah,
you want?
right.
They're a quarter a piece. So he's
I had a
been
dad
doing
who
door
was-
to door
Yeah,
since
forever.
3rd grade.
My dad was a bookstore manager, so
I love
5
it.
kids.
Selling books.
I wasn't gonna go home to my dad and say, "Hey, can I get an allowance?" Like my friends were. I like had to go on the streets and earn it.
That was
right?
my
Door
dad.
to
Yeah.
door.
I grew up in Park City too, so all my friends are driving Tacomas, and he's like, "You got 2 legs, dude." I was like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I was just
Yeah,
like-
but look at you both now because
Oh.
of it, right? So door to door really is a gateway to greatness.
It is. Well, you look at you got like Shark Tank. You got Kevin O'Leary, right? And you got Mark Cuban, and you ask Mark Cuban, like, where'd you get your start? You go, you look at a lot of these greats, and you go, they had to learn how to sell first. And they had to learn how to go get thick skin first.
Yep.
They had to go learn. And I think so many people try to circumjump that. And I'm in a meeting yesterday about events, and we're planning an event we got in September in Miami. And I was like, guys, we can talk about this all day, but who's picking up the freaking phone and selling tickets? Because I'm like,
doing it.
how dope is this event if nobody shows up?
Yeah,
So
right.
I was
Filling
like,
the seats,
like you
selling
keep,
the
You got to eat what you kill.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I was like,
Right.
hey, like meeting short. I want to see all you, everybody. I'm not in sales. I don't even care. You're planning the event. You're in charge of the event. Go freaking sell a ticket.
If you,
Uh-huh.
if
Oh,
you
yeah.
feel passionate about what you have,
Yeah.
then you should passionately sell it.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's looked at as so bad. Like it's almost like people are frowning upon it, and people are
No.
like, "Oh, you're in sales. I would never do that." And it's like,
That's such
wow.
an old mindset. Sales is the force of everything. How do you
Yes.
even know what products or services you want unless there's a salesman telling you about it? So tell me where you started then. Were you door knocking in 3rd grade like Sean, or where
I
did
was.
this?
I
Yeah,
was.
you were.
Yes.
Okay.
I was selling golf balls and chips and lemonade at the golf course.
Yes,
You
let's
were.
go.
Yeah,
That's
in
good.
third- in
That's a
third
great
grade.
one.
You got to
Yeah.
go for the
And-
high end clients
yeah.
right
That's some
away.
demand.
I got kicked
Yeah.
out, so then I moved to the street in between where you had to drive across the street on the cart path, and I was like, I'm not on your course, bro. I'm on the
Right.
street.
Yeah, it's public
and then,
place.
and then I'd walk up to the tee box on a busy day where they got like a 10-minute wait because it's slow, and I'm like, you're buying.
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, I'm right here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sure,
Right.
you figure
And-
that out quick.
And then when I was 11, my brother got me into magazines, so I started doing magazines. And 13, I started painting addresses on the curbs. I did that
Yeah.
all through high school.
That's great.
Had a little company called the Gutterman. So I was built wrong, like you know what I mean. I
Yeah,
was like I was
right.
dropped as a kid or something.
Yeah.
But it was just I've never had a W-2 job. I've knocked doors my whole life, and that's.
I love it. So what was your tipping point moment when you went from just selling for yourself to starting to teach others how to do that and growing a company doing that?
Well, those that can't do teach, right? So I sucked, and
It's like, I better start teaching.
I'm just kidding. No, it was a point, and I never wanted to. I actually told this story on Wednesday. Like, I had done really, really well. I was the #1 rep at Vivint. Big $1 billion company. Was a VP of sales of a big solar company. And I got to a point I was sitting on a rock on a 3-day fast meditation solo retreat, and I had a vision of like, you need to go bring this industry together and give it more light because it's so fragmented and there's so much shadiness and bad rat and cutthroat reps still in reps, and it's like, I'm like, this needs a little facelift, like. And so Vision said, hey, go throw a conference, and I had no intention to quit and become a coach, or I always threw rocks at those guys. Like I was like, no, I'm never gonna do that. And I launched this door-to-door con summer 2017. January 2018 was the event. No one was signing up. Everybody was like, that's gonna fail. Well, no, we're sending no one. Nobody's gonna go to that. I'm not sending my people. They're gonna get recruited. And I was like, shit. So come like November, like still no one's like signing up, and I was like, okay, in order for this to work, I was like, why aren't you coming? They're like, well, we know what you're doing. You're just going to recruit our people. Because I was still the VP of a
Right.
company.
Right.
And I was like, no, I
Yeah.
swear, it's no recruiting.
Yeah,
Like, I
right.
promise I have good
Yeah.
intentions.
Right.
So I had
But because of how like divided the industry was
Yes.
before, they thought that was just a recruiting.
that's
piece.
how
Yeah.
people did it.
Right.
Like, it's just like,
Right.
damn, I was already pretty well known. Like, I was already really good. And so I was already a threat. And I was like, I swear on my mother's grave, like, I promise.
Buy a
Like,
ticket.
Buy a ticket. Nothing.
Ooh.
And so I got a fork in the road, and I was like, I go to the owner, and I was like, I got to quit. And he was like, for what? I was like, because I got to do this event and a podcast. And he's like, well, how much are you making on the podcast? I was like, I don't make. Yeah, I was like, how much have you made on your podcast? You know what I mean? Like,
Called zero.
Call it
Yeah.
negative money? Like,
Yeah.
well, how much are you going to make on this event? I was like, well, I don't know. I haven't sold many tickets yet. And he's like, so how much, I was like-
Yeah.
he's like, see you in a couple months. I was like, that was the best thing you could have said to me,
Yeah.
right? Like, I was
Yeah.
like,
Put a
bet.
chip on your
Put a chip
shoulder
on my
now.
shoulder. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm going to freaking make this work. And so I went all in. I was like, guys, I don't even work for a company anymore. Now I'm not a threat. Come. Well, still, it's kind of like 300 tickets are sold. It's a week before, and it's Monday, and the event's on Friday, Saturday at the Salt Palace downtown. I get a phone call from my old regional at Vivint, and he goes, "Hey, just so you know, we couldn't get another venue. We're going to throw an event on Saturday at the same time, and we're bringing Grant Cardone, Todd Peterson, and it's going to be for free." And I'm like, "Wait, no, dude." Like, I'm like, "No,
I'm on the
don't."
hook for this venue.
I'm like, "Bro, like, I have no money and I've not sold and I'm now negative 50 grand. I'm like, don't do this to me. Like, why are you doing this?" He's like, "Well, we're just going to recruit all the people that come and you should push them all to our recruiting event." I'm like, "This is exactly what I'm doing this for." Like, it's
Right.
totally against my mission, bro,
Right.
which was to unify, up level, bring honor and integrity to the space.
That's really good.
And I was like, "You're doing everything against what I am trying to do." And so there's the opposition story, right? So I'm sitting there on a Saturday, it's day 2, halfway through the event. I just watch half the room just start walking out, going down the street to Cardone, or not even down the street, down the hall. Cardone
Right.
was like,
In the same
Down
building?
Same building.
Oh, man.
same building. I'm
Ouch.
talking
That's
different room,
brutal.
same building, bro.
Not cool.
Painful.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and they have big letters, hashtag only Vivint, and they have like, you know, all this stuff, and they're like, "Try to recruit against us." And it was all like mudslinging, exactly why I needed to start this thing. And halfway through, everybody starts leaving that because of low vibes, low energy, and they come back. And I was like, "Well, that was quick." Like, and I see on social media, everybody's like, "That was pitiful. That was so embarrassing of Vivint," like blah, blah. And I was like, and what happened Monday when everybody starts to hear about this Vivint event, all the competitors call me and they go, "Bro, that's effed up. What do you need from me?" So the VP at Solar City, the owners at Apt, you know, all these guys are like, "F those guys.
Yeah.
How can we bring our teams?" So we went from 300 to 850 tickets.
Jeez.
We went, you know, like it just rallied the troops around the cause. And
Backfired and funneled them all
Yeah,
into
like,
you
it was
anyway.
like-
They're like, they resonated with your mission and your
yes,
message.
and it's a huge message. It's
'Cause
a
it's
huge
disrupting what the norm was
Yeah.
to recruit. Have
Yeah.
a front and then actually be recruiting, and you provided some different value for them.
Yeah, and I think that's a good lesson for everybody. It's like abundance over scarcity. It's like
Uh-huh.
everybody can win. Rising
Yes.
tide lifts all ships. That's what we're
Oh,
trying
I
to do
say that
here.
all the time.
Yep.
Yep.
And you had to have a pit in your stomach when you looked out and half your audience takes off. You're like, this is probably the moment where it's over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just-
Potentially.
and I just had to take a high road too. Like, I just didn't say anything. I wasn't like, "Oh, don't go," or I didn't even say, like, I was like, "I hope they just don't know about it." You know what I mean? Like, in my
Yeah.
head, I'm just like,
Right.
"Don't say anything."
Yeah, hopefully they don't
Yeah.
walk across the hall and see the sign.
See the sign. Exactly. Exactly. I was like,
Yeah.
"Please." Cardone even started coming to our event, and he's like, and they're like, "No, that's not ours." I'm like, "What do you mean? It's door to door." Like he was so confused the day of.
Yeah.
Right. He probably felt the better vibe over there.
Yeah, he was like,
Right?
Yeah, 100%.
And then that one event led to the obviously putting the next one in the books.
Yep. And so I was like, I got to do this again. We launched an award, you know, and then it led to other consulting gigs, and then it grew, and now we've got, you know, thousands, like tens of thousands of people on our online training system, and we've got, you know, probably 20 events a year with different masterminds and different little events and big events, and it's scaled to something really cool. So
now this one's coming up as 8, or you just did
yeah,
8?
Door to Door Con 8,
8.
January.
Uh-huh.
And it's for all things sales, and we got vendors and different workshops, and we have Mike Posner this year, and we have some, you know, some really cool speakers, Erwin McManus, and just
Cool.
like some really cool cats coming.
Yeah.
Brett Favre probably, and haven't locked in everything, but basically,
Wow.
yeah, some cool stuff.
Gonna pack the house.
Yeah, you are.
Are you going for the biggest one this one? This
Yeah,
8?
I mean, it's grown every year, so
Yeah.
you know,
It's never
and-
gone backwards.
Yeah, which is always
Since
a cool
your 300
feeling.
ticket sales.
Yeah,
It's gone up.
it's gone up.
Yeah,
Gone up
that's
a bit,
amazing.
huh?
So-
To 3,000 people. That's amazing. You're
Yeah.
doing great work. You know, my son-in-law, they're married, going to school. Both of them were working, and they had a brand new baby. He figured out how to do door-to-door sales and was able to help her quit her job so she could stay home with the baby, just doing gutter cleaning, just door knocking and just figuring it out. And within the first month, she was able to quit, and within the second month, he was double what they were both making.
It's
before.
insane.
Yeah, so much
Life
potential.
changing.
So
Life
much
changing.
potential. Yeah.
Life changing. I've watched guys like go from being a school teacher for 20 years, and then all of a sudden they go knock doors, and in 3 months they'll
Yeah.
make twice what they ever made being
Yeah.
a school teacher. And
Yeah.
they're
Right.
like,
Yeah.
"Oh, where was this 20 years ago?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No kidding.
And like even use like what? Were you guys? Did you guys get impacted by the hail Monday or
Yeah.
Tuesday?
Yeah, it was nuts.
Like think like everyone's roofs just got destroyed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know who to call, what to do, how to do it.
Right.
You go knock their door and say, "Let me call your insurance. Make sure they don't F you over because you've been paying insurance for how long?
Yeah.
Did you know they'll pay
Yeah.
for it? You just pay your deductible and you get a brand
Right.
new roof.
Yeah.
Like your car got
That's a
dented,
yes.
your deck.
That's so good.
Why
Yeah.
would you like?
Yeah.
Why would you
Yeah.
say
Yeah,
no
for
to
sure.
that?
That's not a
Yeah.
sleazy sales
That's not a
tactic.
sleazy
That's
sales-
being very helpful helpful.
Old lady doesn't know she's got
Yeah.
dents
Doesn't
up on her
know.
roof. She's
Right.
not getting on her freaking roof.
Yeah.
Like, if a
Sure.
door knock,
100%.
okay, I'm going to go to the roof store. How many roof stores you got?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
So you're
Yeah, I
helping
wish I would
people.
have. I was in a different age where there wasn't that opportunity. And then when I've learned about what they do, like, and how much money is potential in this, and the very best ones, I'm like, this is such a great thing. And plus, it helps really build your skills. Like you said, some of the greats in our space started there because you learn how to deal with rejection. You also learn how to build relationships really fast. I mean, there's all sorts of benefits you get from it, right?
100%.
Yeah.
So how can everybody follow you, stay engaged?
Gotta
with
get the
you,
book, right?
learn
That's,
from you,
it's
get
coming
your
up.
book. Like
Yeah.
where do people go?
Well, the DDD experts or or the Sam Taggart's my Instagram or whatever. But yeah, the biggest thing is I'm trying to hit New York Times bestseller with this new book, Eat What You Kill. On Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Becoming a Sales Carnivore. But it'd be awesome to get it for your team, whether you're doing phone sales or whatever sales. It's not just door-to-door specific. I have other books that are, but I really feel passionate, especially in the economy that we're in right now, of creating freedom through teaching sales and entrepreneurship, which if you look at like the American dream, you look at like how society's almost like conditioning people to think, and it's like, wait a minute, if you felt confident in your ability to sell, transact, and get paid for that value, you would never worry about income. You would never worry about it.
It's true.
You know, it is freedom. It is that I hope I lost my job. It's like, if I lost my job today, I got 1,000 phone calls calling me and be like, bro, we need you.
Yeah, you're like an NBA All-Star,
Yeah.
right? It's right.
And I'd rather have that feeling versus, well, I don't know, I'm just got to get something to get by.
stuck.
Like, yeah, you're
Oh,
stuck.
Right.
yeah.
And even as a sales organization, they're like, every which way, I paid 3 different SEO guys and I'm still not getting my phone to ring. And I'm like, what a reactive way to run a
Right.
business,
Yeah,
bro.
just waiting around for that phone.
Seriously.
Ring,
Right.
please.
Yeah, ring.
That's a brutal position
Brutal.
to be in. I feel like you should have a required course for seniors in high school.
Yeah, I
Yes.
do. It's called Street Smarts. I have a nonprofit called Street
You do?
Smarts.
That's very
yes.
cool.
And
Oh,
it's
I
for
love
high
that.
school kids. It's teaching them how to go do a lawn mowing, curb painting, window cleaning, car detailing. I have
We
courses.
have a teen entrepreneurship
Bro,
event
Street
twice
Smarts
a
we
year.
should do it.
Let's
We
have
should
you
have
come
Sam
and
come to
speak
that.
I
at
would
that.
love
Yeah,
that.
we do
I'm
a teen
passionate.
entrepreneur show.
And it's full. That was our first event that we
Yeah.
did together.
That would be
Yeah.
And there was 150 that came on a Saturday morning in the summer because they want to learn
And
that.
these teens have to get up and actually present their business.
I've
to
been
their
on the
group.
panel for the Provo Shark Tank Kids one. I did the DECA conferences, a couple of them. But like
Yeah.
we've helped a lot of teens all over America go through our courses because we're like, and it's like $99. We're like, here, it's all charity. Like we don't make money. Like I was like, here.
Right.
But the point of it is like if I can teach kids in high school to learn this skill. And like, you know, all of them start these, like, they do these business plans. It's like, I'm going to make this app and this and that. I'm like, bro, like, you need like 300 grand of development and everybody's going to kick your ass. Like,
Yeah,
so-
that's right. It's true.
And I'm like, how about this? Go knock doors and clean some gutters.
That's
so
our
you could
son.
get this
He
tomorrow.
didn't even know how to do it.
Yes.
He's like, I'm going to get a sale and then I'll go learn how. So
Yes.
he got
Zero
his first sale,
cost.
took the money, went and rented a ladder, watched YouTube University,
Yeah.
figured it out as he went, right?
Bro, I know. I literally have the pitch, how to know how to do it. Like, I'm like, here you go. Go make money.
Just
and I
do
was,
it, yeah.
you know, in high school making like, I don't know, $3 grand a week painting curbs. And people
Exactly.
were over here like, Sam's got gas money. You know what I mean? Like,
You're like
the dude,
designated driver everywhere.
Yeah, like he was always the dude that had
We
gas
had a
money.
girl came to our teen event and she brought these little stuffed animals she had made. She had never done a booth. She had never pitched. Her very first time, we made her get up and pitch. She wasn't going to pitch. She was just going to sit and sell, and that was her, you know, yeah, right? I was like, girl, take the opportunity. And we had the news there. We had mentors there. She won seed money. She was on the news. It gave her so much confidence that
So cool.
every weekend ever since she's made $300 to $500 at farmers markets,
Yeah.
just coming to our one event and just learning that for a couple of hours.
Yeah, I had the girl that took second place in my Provo one. She did actually have a car detailing business, and then I kind of mentored her for the last 3 years. She now has her own brick and mortar, her own
Yes.
trucks.
Oh.
Yeah.
her own- you know what I mean? Like
nothing
Yeah.
she
better.
did like the Muscles helicopter. She's like
Right.
detailing like all the freaking cool cats
So
in Utah.
cool.
Oh, I
Like,
hope she got
Yeah.
some social posts on that one.
yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
I'm talking, I'm talking like, but I'm like, girl, let me help you, and it
Uh-huh.
was so rewarding to watch. And I'm like, there's 60-year-old dudes that are still like stuck broke, trying to like figure life out, and I'm like, how about you just pick up the phone or go knock a door or two, and guess what?
Oh, yeah.
She was 17, now 18, 19. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's amazing.
so cool.
Yeah, you're not stuck working.
Sounds
it.
like we booked Sam for the
I know.
teenpreneur event.
Yes. They
And
would
also,
love to
you know,
have you.
the Ignition Point event, we can buy his books over the counter to help with the sales on that.
That'd be
Yeah,
awesome.
And have you
absolutely.
jump up there as well. We get about
Absolutely.
150 on that one as
Yeah,
well.
I'd love
Just
that.
right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
Cool.
sling it. Let's do it.
All right. Awesome. Love it.
Parting
Okay.
remarks. Any
Best
parting advice?
for
Entrepreneurs watching this.
Yeah,
Yep.
getting started who are scared to knock their first door. Like, what would you tell them if you were starting over today?
I think every entrepreneur needs to go sell 10 widgets or 20 widgets before they go do their website, before they go do their card. I call it death by business cards. And I watch so many people spend 6 months or 12 months on a whiteboard and thinking of what their shirts are going to
Yeah,
look like.
right,
and,
right.
and I'm like, cool
Yeah.
shirts, bro, but you
Yeah.
still have no money. Like,
Right.
Yeah,
and the startup costs, like for your gutter guy, was nothing. Like, it's
Nothing,
like I just
zero.
had to knock, and then I had to clean the gutters, and then I eventually got nicer stuff, and then I eventually did
Yep.
this, and I'm like, he knocked his way out of it.
They
right?
feel like everything has to be perfect before they
Yes,
actually
go
it.
sell something.
Yeah, right.
And so I tell them, do the opposite. And I remember when I switched from alarms to solar, I just went right here, and I didn't have a shirt. I didn't even, like, the second door I knocked, he's like, what's your website? I was like, I don't know. I was wearing, like, the wrong company's hat on accident. I was like, I got a black shirt
Yeah,
on, nothing.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
He's
your
like-
worst pitch ever.
Yeah,
probably.
like I was making it up.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the third door I sold, and I was like, he's like, well, how do I do it? I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting you to say yes. So I'm like calling someone. He's like, how do I fill the thing out? You know what I mean?
right.
But he's like, I was like, why spend all this energy going and building a business with no sales?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, go sell.
Yep. It's ready, fire, aim.
Yes.
Right.
100%. We love
Awesome.
it.
Honor to have you,
All
Sam.
right.
Thank you.
I think we're going to have an army of people now going door to door.
Yeah.
from
Hey,
this,
if I can
from
inspire
this.
that,
Yeah.
it's
Yes.
let's go knock.
Awesome.
It was
Thank you,
so
Sam.
good to have
No,
you.
thank you
appreciate
guys.
it very
Here to
much.
serve. Here to serve.
If any of you watching today have any doubts that your current CPA is not helping you take 100% advantage of the deductions you deserve and helping you stay compliant with the IRS, then don't hesitate to get involved with TaxHive today. You won't be disappointed.